have made it. We have made it. We have made it. 10 episodes of a
Indeed,
slow
we
build up.
have.
Very slow build up to something that I predicted, that I was correct about, that I mentioned in our last stream. Oh, I love being right. What?
I believe that I made a prediction too that was 100% correct, and it was about the greens because they were like the greens are coming, and I told you Alicent wears green, and that's what the whole like bad guys are all wearing.
Yep. What up, nerd man? We'll get to my
No,
prediction
I'm good, man.
in a second of what I predicted from this.
But have we talked about what we thought of the episode or no? Like the last two episodes. I don't know if you did episode 9 or not.
Oh no, well we did it in the last stream. We included. Wait,
No, we didn't do episode 9.
yes, we did.
Went up to episode 8.
Hold up. I swear we did episode 9. Let me look real quick.
Sorry, I had a call as well. I have to do.
You have it now?
Yeah. Sorry.
Where's that stream at? I don't even see it.
Just give your thoughts on episode 9.
Anyway, yeah. All I was trying to say is like, have you given your thoughts on like your general opinion before we get into the? I don't know.
Right.
That's how you want to run it. Like it's your channel, bro.
Well, we don't. Nerman is correct. We only did do 6 to 7 to 8, but we didn't do 9. I guess we'll just include talking about 9 in here. But
yeah.
Let me just get my prediction out of the way that I predicted. That I said how this show was going to just keep progressing, and it was these damn children, these freaking horny, untamed, disrespectful children. Well, some of them, not all of them, but disrespectful children.
Just the children named Aegon.
Well, yeah, Aegon. But hey, those kids did jump Aegon, not Aegon. The brother, Aemon. Remember, they did jump him. So hey, all the kids, this story. I was waiting until the end, like to see, is Daemon going to be the one to start war? Is Rhaenyra going to is Rhaenyra going to get on a dragon and just go over there and flex her power? Like, what is she going to do? No, it was none of the adults. It was all the kids. And now we're going to war. The dance of the dragon begins.
That's how it goes. I was watching somebody else talking about like this is a story based on the accounts of rumors. So the song, or not the Song of Ice and Fire, but whatever the book is actually called, these are not first.
I think it's a Song of Ice and Fire.
Is it? Okay. In that book, a lot of the stuff that happens doesn't happen exactly this way. Like they don't even know,
right.
Like the way that the dragon killed the other dragon. They make it seem like Aemon did that on purpose. When we watch the show, he was like, "Nah, trying to control his dragon. Hey, let's not start something." And then, ooh, a war has just begun because of these little kids.
And I was looking on, I think it was TikTok or somewhere on Instagram. Viserys was talking to Rhaenyra in the early episodes about the bond between the dragon and the dragon rider. And really, it's, even though they have a bond, it's like Pokemon, right? And when in the first episode, Ash he didn't have a bond with Pikachu, but he is supposed to be his trainer. And as soon as you put him in a Pokeball, they submit. Even though they had a bond, Pikachu still does his own thing. And these dragons aren't really tame. They're not domesticated. They just have a bond, but they still do whatever they want to do. Just because even the House Targaryen doesn't have full control of these dragons. As we just seen in this episode, they just I did not think that was going to happen to Luke like that. I was like, what the fuck? I thought he was going to do something like dodge or whatever. That even scared me. Vhagar is big as shit.
Yeah, he's a massive dragon, dude. They should have never let that boy take that dragon.
Who did the dragon belong to?
It
Uh,
belonged to the Seed people, wasn't it?
Lenore's sister.
Yeah.
Yes, she was the one who
Lay,
like she couldn't
who
deliver the
she
baby.
killed herself emulation, like through the fire of the dragon. It was crazy. Like she just goes Dracarys and killed herself when she was pregnant.
Did we understand that? Why did she do it?
Nope.
I literally don't understand.
Yeah, they never
A
really
lot
gave
of
a
time
reason.
jumps.
I don't
A
think
lot of time jumps.
and I don't even think the directors explained it. I really don't care at this point. But
I don't care. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. Sorry, I should have. I wish I had listened to everyone else before things were happening. But I feel
no,
like
I
these
liked it. I
last.
mean,
I feel like these last two episodes should have been the beginning episodes. Like honestly, like the way I see it, you could have started this story from these
here.
2 episodes and then just had a really good like jump right into it first kind of season. Whereas it was dilly-dallying around the middle. I didn't really get, like, I don't need to know half these people's backstories like that. You know, this guy who flipped on Rhaenyra for no reason, like who thought she was going to run away with him or whatever.
Sir Creston.
I didn't need that. You know, in any case, look, they were 2 good episodes. I thought there were 2 really good episodes. It set up a good cliffhanger. I do have some problems with Rhaenyra's actions in this, and it's not so much her actions as in they shouldn't have done something like that. The directors and writers shouldn't have done such stupid things to force the character to do a stupid action. For instance, like sending Hightower to the bridge. You know, to deliver the message. I was like, kill the fucker.
I was wondering, like,
kill him, like right there.
Yeah, but don't you forget though what also happened when Luke was in the room with Aemond. Aemond was like, "Oh, take your eye out here. I'm gonna come in and attack you." And even that, was he a lord? But even he was like, "No, we don't do that. Messengers get treated like messengers. It's a dishonorable thing."
Baratheon.
It was a Baratheon?
But that didn't make sense either. I didn't think he'd care about this kid getting his eye plucked out or not.
Well, let
that made more sense than them letting Hightower, who is the brains of the whole operation.
The war hadn't begun yet.
No, but he's the brains of the whole fucking coup. He's the guy behind it. If they had killed him, that would have been a major piece off the board.
I'm just saying the war hadn't begun yet. Maybe they would have like gotten the river run. Maybe they just still didn't know if the Baratheons were down with them. Stark, that was still in the air.
What did you think of it? I mean, like, I know, like, I'm getting what you're saying, Chillman, but what did you make of that, K-Dex? What was your
as far as the ending with the Stark or Hightower going to
because I think he never should have been there.
Me personally, right? You know, I'm just yes, I agree. Damien should have like totally just took his head off. You know, yes, Rhaenyra's there and she want to keep the peace and stuff and try to handle things civilly. But I'm like this. Why are these people still so bold to think they can come to Dragonstone and walk up there like everything's all cool? You know, and yes, they probably know like Rhaenyra's not just gonna start some shit. They can actually talk to her. But it's like, dang, you guys are way too brave. I mean, way too bold. I'll say that much. And yes, I think Daemon should have just went ahead and chopped that fool's head off. I think have Rhaenyra still try to be civil in that scene, but let Daemon unleash and take his head. This whole episode, he wanted to unleash. You know, he was getting trying to.
I thought he was being a bit. I get the restraint. There's restraint.
Yeah, he was holding back. Like
you know, there's restraint, and I understand that. But when it's like, say, like a restraint, sensible restraint would be, yeah, let's not just go to war without like knowing exactly what's going on, putting all the pieces together, getting our army kind of like, you know, like. But imagine you're in World War II, right? And you know, you're fighting the Germans and Goebbels, you know, they're propaganda minister just walks up, you know, dilly dally, like whatever, you know, before the war starts, right? And he's just like, yeah, we want to do this and that and that. Wouldn't you just smoke the fool or imprison him? Or do you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't want to kill the guy, imprison him then.
Right, because if you
smoke
you
the
know,
rest of us.
just like in your example, you take out the guy giving propaganda, that's majority of the marketing of this war down the gutter. Because propaganda is a huge part of war. That's the reason they get so many people to be, you know, patriotic about the fight they're doing.
Right.
So yeah,
So
like I said, I don't
point.
disagree with you on that, because Damon he even put his hand on Rhaenyra, like he had enough, because she was trying to mention to him the coming with the White Walkers and stuff, and it seems like Damon never knew about it. I thought he knew.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he didn't know, and he didn't care, because it's something that's not even close to when.
Yeah, it's not even important.
This is happening now, so I can understand why he wouldn't care, because like that's literally not even happening now. We're focused on this. Let's do this. Right. I understand what Rhaenyra's thinking about. She's thinking about the long game. She's like Viserys. They care about the long game, but it's like in this moment we need to be focused on this. You know.
Yeah, but the guy's a piece of shit. Hightower is a piece of shit, and he
I agree.
Get wiped out, bro.
There's a reason why we don't hear Hightower in Game of Thrones. By the time we reach 100 years later, that entire bloodline is coming to an end.
His bloodline is gone.
You know the queen wouldn't move on her if she had Hightower as a prisoner.
Technically, well, I don't know what the fate of Aegon is at the end of this, but if Aegon still move on, you know, Hightower blood is still flowing through Aegon.
Ooh, yeah, Aegon's gotta go.
So I'm not sure who's Dany's daughter is, but if she's a descendant of that Aegon, the one we're looking at now,
yeah, she
got Hightower blood in her. Mm-hmm. Oh, season 8 makes sense now.
Ah, you fixed
season 8 makes sense now. She has Hightower blood. Daenerys Targaryen. It makes sense.
Oh yeah, she does, doesn't she?
She would. If they live, if they make it past this this whole series of House of Dragon.
And the one who will make it that we really don't, I can see Rhaenyra's. I can see her. She's gonna be gone by the end of this show. She's gonna get killed off.
I think she's getting killed off.
Aemon, he's definitely gonna get got. Aegon is gonna last. I think Rhaenyra's other son is gonna die. I don't know about those two daughters, Daemon's daughters. I don't know about those two.
What about Daemon? Think he's gonna last the whole way through?
Yeah,
I feel like he's gonna last the whole way through, but by the end of it, he's either gonna become some type of prisoner, get banished, maybe to the wall. Sent to the wall.
He's supposed to be like.
I honestly don't like. I can see the war going down, but then past that, like, I don't know how they sustain this for more than 3 seasons. I think this is a 3-season and done show, but I'm sure they'll keep it pushing till 8 seasons or something like that when it's completely ridiculous. But
now they're working on something like of what's west of Westeros, aren't they? Isn't Arya Stark's story going to be told now? Oh no, Jon Snow. Never mind. Jon Snow is getting a sequel.
I'd rather Arya Stark. Why is Jon Snow's getting a sequel?
Yeah, Kit Harington is in talks.
No way.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get well, it might as well just be called Game of Thrones season 9 if it's gonna be Jon Snow, right?
The one I was looking forward to was that the Ned Stark and the Baratheon guy, the King Baratheon. They were going to do a prequel to his story.
What I like about this prequel is that so much can happen. It's 100 years in the past, or almost 200. We have no idea what's going to go, who's going to live, who's going to die. With that, things are already too set in stone, too close.
Yeah.
The stakes aren't there.
No, I know what you mean. But like at the same time, I always liked that king. He was one of my favorite. I wish he had lasted longer. The original Baratheon king, man, he was a fucking joker. But anyway, yeah.
One thing that happened in the prior episode was the secret of I think it's actually called the Song of Ice and Fire, but some threat from the north is gonna come. Listen, I'm not gonna tell anyone else, Rhaenyra. It's only you who know. All right, if Alicent actually, truthfully, was told by the king, yeah, don't give it to Rhaenyra. My dying wish is to give it to Aegon. Why didn't she, say anything about the story? She didn't. Actually, when she gave the book page in this episode,
she didn't know either.
She didn't know.
Oh,
that's how you know she's lying.
That's a good point. We haven't talked about that. What do we all think of this queen's actions? Like, basically, the guy was on Milk of the Poppy, and basically she took his word for it. Like,
allegedly,
he was delusional.
He might not even said it. I didn't hear it.
Aegon needs to be king, and then she takes that and betrays her friend and does all of this bullshit because of that.
But did he? I don't remember him saying, like, did he say Aegon needs, like, he? Well, I agree. Nerman's right. He was delusional with what he was saying, but nowhere from what I don't know how women. She heard something. She heard something, but she didn't hear what she should have heard. She heard what she wanted to hear.
And like the kids are weakest.
Women.
The kid's a menace. The kid is like that kid is like Joffrey. He's a little bit like Joffrey, except
I get like not Joffrey. But I don't understand what his
difference
deal
with
is.
Joffrey is he's not much of a punk. Aegon is kind of a little punk.
Yeah, he's a little punk as well as So
Joffrey is a whiny little brat, but he got some backbone. Aegon a little chunk.
She can't be seriously trying to say that she thinks that little punk is going to be a better king to the realm than Rhaenyra. Like, even if it's your son, come on, man. Right. He's been
he's about to plunge it into chaos with anything he's about to do, because she look, when she tried to cover up the rape situation, she was pissed at him. She was like, Aegon, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And Aegon doesn't even want the position, but him being thrown into the position, he thinks he wants it, but he doesn't really know if he wants it because he didn't want it, because from what he said, his dad didn't really he didn't feel like his dad believed in him, and he didn't feel like his mom really believed in him with whatever he was meant to do. He didn't feel not accepted. I guess he didn't feel truly accepted.
No, I don't think he did. But like at the same time, once you've gone over that line, like you're he was like in fight pits watching kids beat themselves to death, and she thinks like that guy is, he's king material. I'll listen to a man's dying words as he's on Milk of the Poppy going, I think, it's like, I don't know. I couldn't justify her actions. And I guess that makes her a compelling villain in a way. But I see her as a total villain now. No two ways about it. She's a villain. She's a sympathetic villain, but she's a villain.
She got that storybook page to give to Rhaenyra. Listen, we used to be friends here. Check out this page. Did nothing for me.
Yeah, no.
That's that high tower manipulation. What's up, Superboy, in the live chat?
What up, Superboy?
Yeah, hey, Superboy.
It kind of makes me sad that I gotta wait a whole year until next year's season. I hope they get to filming that really quickly, and it's not one of those, we'll wait and see if the show takes off before we greenlight season 2. It's going to be a long wait.
Agreed. I mean, I'm excited for it, but I'm not like, maybe I'm not as crazy excited as you, but like, I thought it did just enough towards the end to pique my interest, and then I got why they did all of that stuff in the beginning, but I really think they could have done a few of those things.
Because look, I
think they could have done a flashback episode, honestly, and a flashback episode would have been enough to cover all of that storyline. I think they could have jumped in straight at these last 2 episodes because they're the best episodes. Other than what's his name fighting the Crab King or whatever his name was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like other than that, I've not seen 2 episodes apart from these ones that I was like, whoa, like I'm so excited to see, what happens next. Those were the 3 episodes that were the best. These last 2 and that.
Yeah, and I think personally, because I do agree with your point about, they honestly could have just started here for season 1, but I think if they was going to do all this starting from the childhood and setting up and getting them to adulthood, season 1 should have just been focusing on Rhaenyra as a young teenager all throughout the end, and then by the end season you do whatever cliffhanger you got to do, and then second season, this one we should have got into this, and then third season you end it off.
Yeah, so I would have prolonged the crab, the fight for the
like the Crab King, like extend that a couple. That should have extended
he
for like
been a
2
major
to 3 episodes.
And then it would hit way harder in this when the sea snake says something like, "We've dominated," or he said we owned the, what's the land called? What's the water called? The area. There's a word for it. The stepping stones? Is that it?
The stepping stones, I think. Yeah, something.
Stepstones. So when he said that, it was like a big deal. Everyone around the game room were like, "Oh, we got the stepstones." Well, we could have spent like 4 or 5 episodes on it. Kept that same actress for Rhaenyra. It would have been nicer.
Yeah.
I didn't write the books though. I guess they gotta follow the books and not get too creative with their show. Yeah. That's probably it. It's just not to divulge too far away from the source. Unfortunately, it had these time skips. Remember the last 5 episodes though. Time didn't move that forward. Maybe I should say the last 4. Not much.
Yeah.
A couple of the kids grew up 6 years, maybe 7 years.
Well, by the time this hits, the kids are supposed to be between ages 18 to 21. So I don't know all their ages, but as the director said, they're supposed to be between 18 to 21 right now at this moment.
Yeah.
But some of them, they do look a little younger than they need to, like Luke, the one who died. He looked like he was in middle school still, to be honest. But man, that was wild.
We lost him. I was like, no, wait, he can still make it. He can. No, that's it. That's death. I forgot what the show this was.
I just have to, real quick. I have to look. That's look. I will say this much. The special effects, and they could be a little bit more. It wasn't bad. This stuff looks really good. Like,
yeah. Big bro, what's up?
What up, Big Bro? We're just talking House of Dragon
and Milk of the Puppy.
Man, this was amazing right here. This shot. And Avon's face, he's just like, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Right there.
Damn, that shit is. When I saw, I literally jumped. That is scary.
When people say the books are better.
Oh, and let's talk about the other thing Rhaenyra did. Oh my gosh, Rhaenyra was on some super thug stuff. She
one-hander.
I never seen that before. That is wild. I never seen that in like. Sure, I seen some stuff where, someone stabbed like a pregnant woman in fictional stuff, not real life. But she literally pulled this baby out of her one-handed. And she was literally telling the baby, "Get out of her, like get out." And this happened early too. I don't know how early, but she had this baby earlier than usual. What's that term?
Premature?
It was premature, but I don't think that's the name. But it is a term for when the baby does come earlier than expected.
And is it also a commentary on how when you do it with a family member, the risks of pregnancy is way higher? Isn't that the truth? Is that what they were going for?
Well, dude, there's the risk of defects and stuff. But I mean, it is going to affect like the pregnancy overall when you do, mix the genes inside the family even more.
Yeah, I can speak on that from personal experience.
Oh. But yeah, that's what happens when you start mixing the bloodlines. But to be fair, Damon and Rhaenyra had enough kids. They already have 2. They have another Aemon. They have another Aegon and Viserys. So
yeah. And they might be like 3 years old right now. 2 years old. 3-2.
about 2 to 3.
And they're like pure.
No. Because this picks up literally. No, they didn't age it. They're still infants. Because
Okay.
in episode 8, episode 9, when they saw Viserys, when they showed Viserys the babies, that happens like literally these episodes back to back. So no time.
And if they have the same kids, I mean, if Alicent has the same actors playing her kids, then yeah, the kids are still infants, very, very young.
Yeah.
Now those ones are legitimate though. I don't think we've seen this. Rhaenyra cheated, obviously. You know, those are really strongs, not whatever they're supposed to be. The problem is, did she ever tell Aemon, yo, listen, or Daemon, listen, I know you're my husband right now. Let's just say it out loud. Those kids, they're not legit. I've been sleeping with this other dude. Do you think he knows?
I think he knows. I think he knows.
He knows because he was told.
But but I don't think he personally cares. But I think he knows.
Who?
That I think Daemon knows that the
he knows.
Yeah.
Does he know because he was told, or does he just know off instinct? Well, it's don't ask, don't tell type of things.
I think because you can look at the kids and be like, them kids are extra white.
And their hair.
But he doesn't care. They've got the right blood.
And their hair too. Their hair.
They've got the right blood. Oh, Rhaenyra, yeah.
Mm.
It's the only blood that matters in that family.
But to be fair, you are still right about Viserys and Aegon's bloods being more legitimate than Luke, since they're half. Yeah. They're half Targaryen. They're not full Targaryen.
No, wait a second. Whose blood's more? Well,
Viserys and Aegon, Daemon and Rhaenyra's babies.
Yeah, they will be.
Yeah, that and if you know, that's why she went ahead and just let those other two boys be married off to Daemon's other daughters that are tied to the House Valerian. Because might as well just not waste them, but like just waste them, let them be married there, so she can still have a bond with House Valerian, but rely on Viserys and Aegon to take over after her.
If they had not have been betrothed, this wedding or what they had to offer to the Baratheons wouldn't have been so little.
I don't know why Rhaenyra didn't tell him what the. I don't know why she didn't even mention that to him.
Because she just thought these guys are here for honor. There's no way they're gonna step back on the word. She was naive enough to not believe that guys would just like not take the easiest way out and be like.
I think she's too naive. Honestly, I still don't understand how this show has proved to me that she should be queen. That I should be rooting for her to be queen, other than she's a woman and she lives in a world where it's kind of sexist and they say that just because you're a man, you're more qualified. And I get that. I feel sorry for her because of that. But that's not a compelling reason in and of itself.
You're missing one important thing. She was chosen by her dad, and everyone in the realm saw that.
So?
And now they're switching up. That's a pretty intriguing.
I mean, since the first 2-3 episodes, I seen her ability to be able to rule. It's just that in this recent episode, right? And this is showing her, her little, shortcomings as a queen so far. Like her not shortcomings, but her not actually really knowing what to do in this role yet, because this is still new to her. Like sending Luke without telling him, hey, we may need an offering of some kind. Like all she did was give him paper. She gave him papers like, hey, tell him this, tell him that.
Why would you send Luke? Why on earth would you send him?
Because a dragon back was quicker than Raven.
Yeah, right now.
Doesn't matter. It's too important. And that's why you don't send Hightower either. You see what I'm saying? These people are playing dumb games. Like, if they get smoked can you imagine they did that to the Lannisters, bro? The future Lannisters? If they tried to pull that kind of shit with the Lannisters, bro, they would have got smoked.
And Nerman, that's why even Rhaenyra sending them was a tough decision. Like she didn't want to send them, but they was like the only option at the moment because they needed to get these allies fast.
See,
But
this is what I'm saying. Everyone,
we come to find out, freaking all right. And I'll say this: it was just super. I had no issue with them sending Luke. I just had an issue with Rhaenyra not giving Luke all the information he needs to make deals. But I don't know. It's kind of convenient that Aemon was there like that. You know, just like
Everyone was there, yeah.
he was like, you know, like, I'm here. Hey,
This gives me a whole new respect for Joffrey from Game of Thrones, bro. I already love Joffrey. This gives me a whole new respect. Joffrey, can you imagine what Joffrey would have done if Hightower had come to him with that shit, like on that bridge? He would have said,
Joffrey would have put out
Fetch me my crossbow.
I would show this man mercy, but my heart is not tender like that of a woman. And he would have roasted his ass, bro.
He would have put out the crossbow, told him bend over.
Bend over, not bend the knee, bend over, bro.
I mean, look, for me overall, I enjoyed this finale. I liked it. Overall for the season, I would have done a route of each season. You show their different ages. First season, Rhaenyra's teenager. Second season, half it be Rhaenyra's teenager, transition her into adulthood, and then we get here by the end of season 2, and in 3, you end it all.
Yeah, I'm with you for the pacing. I still enjoyed it the way that we got it.
Oh yeah, overall, I still enjoyed it.
Overall, it was a good show. It was like a sigh of relief after the first 2 episodes. Because remember, I took the week off, right? I had to be convinced by you to watch the show. And yeah, I got into it. It's Game of Thrones continued. It's okay. Like, this world is fine. Just Benioff and Wise screwed up the ending of in 2018. That's all.
Yeah, like I say, even if the ending is, you know, look, Star Wars, they have a messed up 7, 8, and 9. Blah. But hey, I can still be able to watch something like The Mandalorian and, you know, other good stuff that comes out of Star Wars. I'm gonna watch the animated show that
tomorrow,
Tales of the Jedi. That comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'll be watching that tomorrow. But you know, even if some bad stuff comes in the universe as it is, you can still enjoy the other products that come from it if they are good products. And House of Dragon is one of them. Season 2 predictions. I don't know what I can really predict right now. I don't think Rhaenyra's going to die season 2. I think she's going to die season 3. If she does die season 2, I wonder who's going to lead the show.
There is no show when she dies. She's like Ned Stark in a way. I don't want to see her go.
Yeah, she's she's leading it. She's the figurehead at this point. Sure, Damon Matt Smith can take over, but like he's not meant to.
Look at it also from
character
and from an actor's.
Rhaenyra, right?
What'd you say? Rhaenyra.
You mean Rhaenyra is the main character?
Yeah, And what I'm saying is, we're predicting when our season 2 predictions. I don't know when Rhaenyra is gonna go, but I don't think it's gonna be in season 2. I think she's gonna be, you know, wiped out in season 3. But I'm wondering, okay, if they kill off Rhaenyra, because she is going to die at some point, who will like continue the show? Because then they say they want to do like more than 3 seasons of this show.
Nerdman was saying earlier, I only see it going 3 seasons. A 4th is hard to believe. With like we're at the war right now. Let's have our war.
Like, I can't see nothing beyond the season 3 with this unless you're just going to go by the next generations until you get to Game of Thrones season 1.
Oh, yeah,
that's literally all I can see that they can do, unless they're going to do some, you know, some nonsense and Rhaenyra is going to like live longer than she needs to.
I think it's silly. I think what they should have announced this as is like a Game of Thrones anthologies. You know, an anthology series of stories in the Game of Thrones world, and this could have been one of them, rather than, you know, and then each season it could be a different thing. Like, you know, one you'll catch up with Arya, like in the New World, and then another one you catch up with, you know, you go into the past to get, stuff like that. But you can't sustain this for like 8 seasons.
Or we give Bran a anthology series.
Bran the Broken.
Bran the Broken.
Catch up with Bran the Broken ruling Westeros. That would be funny. Just to piss everyone off.
Talking in his monotone voice.
That Amanda Waller voice.
Amanda Waller voice.
She's monotone.
She's monotone.
Okay, Black Adam, you were gonna be on conduct.
She's monotone, but when she does it, she says it with so much conviction. When Bran does it, he's like, John, your real name is Aegon. He sounds like he's sleepy and drunk at the same time. When Amanda Waller does it,
idiot, an idiot.
When Amanda Waller does it, it's a whole bunch of like fear behind it. Like you're scared.
I still say Amanda Waller from Suicide Squad 1 is one of the best villains in recent history in a comic book movie.
I'll give you that.
I don't care what you say.
I agree with you.
I don't care what you say about the film. You can say whatever you want about the film, but as a villain, she's
in a recent villain in a comic movie in the recent years.
Yeah, she's top 20. She's top 20 easily. Think about it.
You're not giving her top 20? You're really counting?
No, like I'm factoring in because Zod from Man of Steel was really good.
Zod from Man of Steel is all right. I'll give you Zod from Man of Steel. Fine. Everyone wants to say Zod from Man of Steel is good. I don't know why, but okay, fine.
Killmonger, Steppenwolf. Nah, he wasn't him. Shit, Nerman might be right.
She's top 20. There's no doubt in my mind, man.
No, but I'm thinking in recent years of the last, like, all right, think we got back to last, like 2000.
Until James Gunn ruined her, but yeah.
He didn't ruin her. 2008, right, Joker. No, Bane. We'll go. Bane was like the last recent epic comic book movie we had. I can agree. I can give it to Amanda. The Zod was really good. Yeah, I give it to Amanda.
I mean, you could say Ozymandias from Watchmen. I'll give you that. Like even the comedian. Maybe that was a bit before. Yeah,
that was after the Dark Knight, but it came out. But Bane came. Look, Dark Knight Rises came out after Watchmen.
I'll give you every good villain that was the main villain of the story, like say Zod or Thanos and whatever. Right, every good villain, but that's far and few between.
I'm not even putting Thanos up there with Amanda. Endgame Thanos, she had not Infinity War Thanos.
Oh, come on, man. Thanos was better. Like, even I'll say Thanos was better. Like,
Endgame Thanos, I'll give you that.
And then, yeah, he was better written.
Too sympathetic for me.
What Amanda Waller had going for her was the performance. The performance was so fucking tight. Like, she was a boss. Like, she stole every scene. I don't know what people were seeing when they were saying.
And literally, she was born to play the character. It was either her or Oprah.
Yeah.
That's the only two options that can do it. Her or Oprah.
I don't know, Monique.
Guys, did you watch this African King thing in the end? Did you? Because you didn't do the review. I wanted to jump on a review with you about the female king.
The Woman King?
Or the Woman King.
No, what's the movie called?
Woman King.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry, the female king, whatever. I don't care.
I'm gonna try and watch it this week.
Dude, go and watch that in cinemas. That's a good movie, and you should support. She's a great actress, and like, all right, I'll give you that. There's a little bit of dubiousness with regard to the history and the facts of it all, but like, it's a movie. It's not there for facts. They've taken elements of like that history, the fact that they fought the French, and they were female warriors.
I've seen some people I've seen some big company people.
But they address everything, all the things that the naysayers were talking about. They address it in the movie, dude. Am I wrong or am I right, Chillbunker?
Yeah, but like still, I mean, the idea of the movie being made, if you're gonna get that cast, you're gonna waste it on that story. Like, can we have a movie of an all-black cast where it doesn't happen years ago, in a terrible time. We can't just get like, I don't know. Think of just a regular
you
movie
seen
that's
the
in the
movie?
theaters today.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I saw it. There's a review up.
You've got a review up, and you don't like it.
I don't know. I did like it, like because of what you just said exactly. It's like it's a little bit of fiction in there. Just a movie adapting real life stuff. They didn't fight the French. They fought the Portuguese, right?
No, they fought the French.
No, it's French.
The homie fought the French, but the Portuguese were the first to land in Africa and start colonizing them. They were doing that like all the way in the 16th century. The British, the French, all of those kind of guys like came around a little bit later.
Portuguese. It was the Dutch who got the last. It was the Dutch who got the crumbs. The Dutch in Germany got crumbs.
Why did K-Dot laugh like he has something against the Dutch? They got the
no,
crumbs.
because all right. So
what
when we
did they
learned
do?
in African American history, it was just funny because the Dutch did literally get breadcrumbs and everybody else got better parts. I'm not saying they should be getting what they want, but they literally got the breadcrumbs during the slave trade. They got stuck with basically all the shitty stuff. Not saying Africa's shitty, but they just got stuck with all the stuff that was.
I don't think I can be on the stream anymore, bro.
I know what he's talking about. I actually do know what he's talking about. Like, oh, by the way, you said 6. Sorry.
Oh, well, Game of Thrones, or rather, Viola Davis gave a kick-ass performance in The Woman King, and she was dull as Amanda Waller, except for when in a James Gunn movie they made her snap. That was all.
Apparently I have to go to the theater, so I can only be on 15 minutes.
Wait, which theater? You going to the movie theater or the theater? Like
the theater,
in person. Oh, so you're going to
the sex theater.
Oh.
No, I don't know why. I'm just going to the theater.
He's gonna go to a Broadway show, guys.
Please.
Well, we should start let's just go ahead and wrap it up. Give our little grades. Give our grades. And just one prediction of what we expect moving forward. We'll grade it, give our prediction of what we expect moving forward. I give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 overall. Like overall with the show, everything, 9 out of 10 so far.
Oh, the whole show? That's even more wild, bro. All right.
Hey.
Go on, Chillbugger.
The whole show is an 8 out of 10.
Exactly.
Damn, that's
exactly. I'll give it a 7.6 out of 10. 7.6 out of 10. But the last 2 episodes were good.
What's up, Bonzo?
And the last 2 episodes were good, and I would give them an 8 out of 10. But they just have like these little things that I don't really do not listen to.
Hey, Nerdman been low key preaching on the stream today.
Yeah, but this is it's wild though, man. Like the you can't take away those last 5 episodes before these last 2, man. They were rough.
But overall, it's probably on like 2 episodes where I was like, man, it was probably 3 and 4, not 3, 4 and 5 for me. But
that one where he killed the guy, this knight killed this gay guy. Was I was so baffled at what I was watching.
Question: which one is better, season 1 of Game of Thrones or House of Dragon season 1? I'm not a huge fan of season 1 of Game of Thrones, but season 1 of Game of Thrones because at least there is a better consistency there.
Better characters
to Jaime, Cersei, Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark. Okay. Season 1 of Game of Thrones. This House of Dragon season 1 isn't bad, but it pales in comparison to Game of Thrones season 1. I'll say this House of Dragon season 1 probably like shook me up more than season 1 of Game of Thrones. Like the ending of season 1 of Game of Thrones when Ned Stark died.
Ned Stark dying plus Daenerys doing the epic thing with the witch. That was much better. when she came out of the flames with the dragon.
Yeah.
Nah, man, come on, man. Nah, this is a no contest, bro. It's no contest. Game of Thrones season 1 in every
Vigard
single
coming out the
feasible way
cuts
was
like
better.
that. Vigard coming out the cuts like a beast.
Yeah, the actions were good, but the
Nerdman,
the
this
substance-
genuinely scared
the
me.
substance of the
scared of it.
characters, the sense in which I was like, I don't care about this kid though. What the fuck do I care about that kid? They didn't make me care about that kid. Everyone who
I mean, I didn't care about him either. But I felt bad for
of-
little Luke.
No, I didn't give a shit, bro. You know you didn't give a shit. You gave
I
a
did.
shit
I
when
felt
the
bad
when
for
the
little
king
Luke.
died, though, didn't you? When that king died, they made you care about the people who died in Game of Thrones, from season 1 even.
Not everybody. I didn't really care when Ned died. Ned did have to go. We know why
I was
Ned
on the same train with you. I was like, dude, you
Ned
gotta
had to
go.
Sir
This is your
Eddard
fault.
Stark. What? He was the
This
one
is
saying
your fault.
you gotta be the one
Everyone
to
was-
cut.
Look, I will say this. I felt bad when Rob, who's the other Stark?
Rob.
Rob.
Rob Baratheon, you mean? Oh,
No,
Robb
no,
Stark.
it's Rob
The
Stark.
son. He did it to himself as well. He
But I
did
felt
it.
I didn't want him to go out. Like that was messed up. Then they
That
paraded
was
with
messed
his
up,
head.
but look, dude, he could have taken that girl as a side piece. You think the dad who was banging his daughters would have cared if Rob had a side piece? No.
I agree. He could have. I totally.
You know, like what the this dad was banging his own daughters and shit. You think he's gonna have some moral issue with you know? So like the Starks did it to themselves, and I'm tired of it. The heroes of that story were the Lannisters. You play the Game of Thrones or you die. Whatever Cersei says, she said something more
Like
epic than that.
You got it.
Something like that. That's it. She was the hero of the story, and these bastards killed their children. Anyway, I have to peace out. But
guys,
I will catch you very, very soon. We should do a stream on something else very soon.
yeah,
But anyway,
I'll be streaming.
On the flip side,
right after this stream is over.
on the flip side, I love you 8,000, bros.
ooh,
Love you 20,000. Nerd
dear
man.
me.
See, look, he had to flip the script. You know, he couldn't copyright the MC no more. Feige probably sent him a cease and desist. You can't say I love you 3,000 no more. He sent him a cease and desist.
Bruh. It's got to be 5,000 for all the years Black Adam was kept away.
A quick thing before we do head out, they want to mention this. So, you guys, very soon I may do a stream and talk about this Kanye situation going on, but that's not why I'm bringing up this here. But I'm just saying I probably will be doing the stream in the future talking about this Kanye situation. A lot of people may not like my opinion on the matter because I'm not mad at Kanye, per se, like everybody else is. So this happened today. Make this full screen.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and more apps are ran by sensitive little boys and girls. I'm at the point where I don't want to comment on or post anymore like that. I post literally what hundreds of other people post, and they don't get silenced at all.
All right, so this is why I posted this. So I posted a comment earlier, like 3 hours ago. No, it's 6:25 a.m., 6:35 a.m. my time, and I wrote he's a pig. The reason I wrote he's a pig was because there was this two people doing a skit. It was basically one of those fake, you know, those vans they do like those porn buses and stuff, and they pick up people off the street and whatever. And it was a skit. It wasn't real. So a guy saw this girl and he was acting like a little pig. He literally did the oink oink, like acting like a pig. He was horny, and I was like, oh, he's a pig. And then they just.
So someone said oink, you called them a pig, and that's a problem?
Yeah, he basically squealed like a pig. He for the girl, like he was horny to get onto into the van so he can have.
It was a YouTube video?
Nah, it was a little Instagram reel.
That doesn't make sense to me.
If I can find the freaking video, I'll show you. It was like a little comedy skit. I said, just call the guy, he's a pig, and I'm just like, man, I'm at the point with these apps where I'm like, it's not that I'm afraid to post, but it's like, I might just like and just keep it moving. I really don't like posting on stuff no more because if they're gonna be this sense about this stuff, shoot. But the shocking thing is, like, yeah, I can go to that same post I just posted on that and find somebody else commenting something even worse. What I posted wasn't even bad. Well, someone commenting something even worse, and that comment doesn't get deleted or whatever. These apps are just
the only thing I can think about is maybe if a account is from another country, there's different standards. Maybe.
Right. But even then, it's just like, man. Free speech, yeah, free speech, and there's always consequence with all the free speech. But jeez, how I'm looking at it now, especially with YouTube, they honestly just pick and choose. All these apps pick and choose because if they truly was following their rules, more than 50% of these apps wouldn't have users. More than 50% of the apps would not have users on them if they was consistent with these rules they established. Because if I on my channel said, hey, I hate so-and-so group of people, right? Let's say 30 other channels said the same thing. Only 5 getting deleted isn't right. All of them should get deleted.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. They only pick like 5 or 2 or 3. They'll leave the other people because they probably have more views and whatever and all that. But it's a pick and choose game at this point. It's a pick and choose game with these apps.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I didn't want to be part of that pick and choose game earlier today because I posted a video. At the end, it says the F word. It says the word black. It says the word.
Yeah, I saw it with your T'Challa one.
So when I was adding, when you monetize a video, they ask you questions. I'm like, this may be seen as inappropriate. F it, we're not going to monetize this one. And so I left it unmonetized just to avoid whatever, the selective.
Yeah. Because then if you do monetize it, then they're gonna like, oh, why'd you monetize it, blah blah blah, or make mark it yellow or red, or even take it down and say you violated the monetization policies and whatnot. And yeah, bro, I saw that. The comments I seen with Kanye posts, I'm gonna get into them on my stream. I don't think they're that bad, honestly, because his whole thing is this. Kanye is very envious of how Jewish people do business. If you look how Jewish people do business when it comes to the music industry, just all these big corporations, they know how to do business. That's just a fact. The Jewish people know how to do business. They're great with money. Not trying to say all Jewish people are great with money, but they run the big corporations. They do. But yeah, Adidas, Adidas can do what they want. They can end their partnership. And, that's not something I can say they shouldn't do or should do. That's totally up to them. But it's just very weird how, I may not agree with it. I can see the point. Kanye said something like slavery is a choice, but none of these people dropped them.
All good. He wore White Lives Matter, parodying the Black Lives Matter stuff. All good. So many transgressions against Kim Kardashian and like the whole family stuff. That's fine.
That can happen. But he said something about Jews, and then we'll take the point of Kanye saying slavery was a choice. You would think these companies would be like, oh, that's whoa, deuces.
Where are their values? You can tell by their actions where their values are.
That's why it's just Jews do run a lot of these corporations, especially in America. Like a lot of our big corporations and industries and stuff, a lot of Jewish people run it. Not saying Jewish people are like bad or nothing. It's just a lot of them run these big, rich corporations and stuff. But this is wild. This is like extreme cancellation to the highest freaking degree. Extreme cancellation. They're going there. Yeah, I think there's no more Yeezys. I think they might. Well, no. they'll probably kick Kanye's name off of it and rebrand it, but still take his ideas and stuff, whatever stuff he has drafted, and continue making more. They'll just rebrand it at this point.
It's funny. I saw Onzo and Roberto talking about this same thing, and he's here.
But yeah, it's something that I will talk about soon on the stream. Get some people together, maybe have LB there. If you want to be a part of it, you can. Onzo, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but it's going to be soon, probably within the next week or so. But yeah, just a little preview. I don't disagree with everything Kanye's saying. I don't agree with everything he's saying. Kanye, he is admitted he's bipolar. So everything he's saying, look, this is the thing with when Kanye says saying. Some of the stuff he says makes sense, but when he says it, he needs to like truly think before he speaks when he says a lot of stuff. Like, not everything he says is completely dumb. I can see his point with some stuff. Like when he went in there and said slavery was a choice, right? Right. Just saying that, but not fully explaining it the way you needed to, because he explained it later. And I was okay, I can understand why you would say that. I don't fully agree with it, but I understand it. They just Kanye needs to. I didn't like how TMZ put that interview of him on blast like that to the public. And this is when Kanye did admit like he's bipolar and stuff, and he has mental illness. Like they just put that out there. It's like, Kanye says slavery is choice. Let's get him. It's like, dude, the guy's like not mentally like well and stuff. You're just putting it out there. I'm saying they're a news outlet, but don't just throw that stuff out there. And they didn't even release the full interview because we found out something else he said in that interview. He said something. Yeah, I'm not sure if you know.
What, George Floyd?
No, it wasn't in the TMZ. He said something else that like recently caught waves. Onzo, if you remember what it was, but TMZ, there in his TMZ rant, there was another thing he said that was just some wild shit. I forgot what it was, but it was wild. But they left it out. TMZ left it out. They didn't even put out the full rant, like everything with context. They just bits and pieces, boom, or just a little bit here. But yeah, that's just it's weird. You can say slavery is a choice, don't get canceled, but hey, you make a comment about Jewish people, you get your businesses attacked.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. George Floyd didn't pass away. He didn't pass away when his TMZ rant happened. It was something else. I'll find it. I'll find it, Onzo, and try to get it.
Republican? Was it like the red hat stuff? Trump?
It wasn't MAGA. It wasn't MAGA. When I find it, I'll send it to Onzo because he'll probably want to read it for the OOC. But TMZ with his rant, they left out something else he said. Yeah. And it caught waves on Twitter and people was talking about it. I'm gonna find it and I'll get it to you. So you'll probably want to have that for the OOC. I don't think it was the George Floyd stuff. I do not agree with him on the George Floyd stuff at all. I don't agree with that.
You know what?
Regardless,
when someone says the knee.
Go ahead.
When someone says the knee was on the neck, there's people who argue no. It was there. It was the upper shoulder. You can't say it was on the neck. And I'm like, you know what? For the sake of this, I'll never say knee on the neck. I'll just say he had his knee on him. There, finished. I'm not gonna say what was the neck.
And look, even if he didn't have it on his neck, he put it on his back, right? Let's say he put it on his back. The police still did not do their part in like doing anything like CPR. Not saying he was at the point where you have to do CPR, but call an ambulance or whatever. Like the dude's high, he's on something. Get the ambulance over here so they can see what's in his system, what may be making him act all sporadic and stuff. Like call the ambulance, the first responders. They need to be there to assess the situation and see what's wrong with him.
Those cops cops, him to death.
Right. Those cops, no matter what, if they didn't have it directly on his neck, whatever, his life was in their hands regardless of anything.
No, who are we talking to convince? Like, everyone here sensibly understands what exactly happened that day.
I don't know. I don't know if Superboy believes that. Nah,
I
he
think,
does.
you know what, Big Bro? Yeah, Big Bro's been awfully quiet, hasn't he?
Big Bro know what's up. You know, he ain't down with that anti George Floyd stuff. But yeah, it was just yeah, I don't agree with him on the George Floyd point. But I will say this. I'll say this last thing. I know people don't like her and the fact that she is with Kanye now. Candace Owens and Kanye, right? This is my thing with them. This is my thing with both of them. I do not agree with everything they say. Candace Owens, I do agree with a lot of stuff she said, but there's some times when she be saying some shit, and I'm like, all right, Candace, I was rooting for you.
Like, we were all rooting for you.
Like when she went on that thing to debate T.I. and them, right? And T.I. was just like yelling into the mic and stuff. I still believe Candace Owens won that conversation.
The one on Revolt?
Yeah, when she was on that panel and T.I. was just yelling at it top like blah blah blah.
Because it's some bullshit, he said, and everyone laughed at her.
Right, I believe she won that conversation in general. She handled herself very well, being in that situation with dealing with T.I.'s childish antics. This is one thing I can say. Candace Owens cares about Black people just as much as someone who's opposes her, right? Then the thing about it is they are just on two different sides of the spectrum. It's not like neither side is on the middle. Candace is on this side on how she wants to better the Black community, and this person over here on how they want to better the Black community. They're just so far apart. There's like no people really on the middle ground. Because I like what Candace says sometimes, but she's not really in the middle ground. She kind of leans to a certain side. And so does other people that are against Candace heavily. They lean to a certain side. You know, I kind of like people that can get into the middle and talk about both sides. You know, I agree with this here, I agree with that here, but I don't got nothing against this person here. Unless they say something that's like super crazy, like wow, like I don't know, babies deserve to get steroids put inside their bodies or whatever, like some nonsense like that.
You got America.
I just made that up.
That's common custom here in the North. Baby steroids, it's all good.
Like
it odds.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and head up out of here. I'm gonna
don't leave yet, but because I have to do the donation thing with you.
Oh yeah, you wanna? Wait, we don't.
I mean, end of the stream, but don't leave. Okay. If either you're gonna leave.
Got it. You guys, me and Chillmonger have to take care of the donations. Thank you all for watching. Goes to that peace, love, positivity, all that jazz. Do not do drugs, and like I always say, deuces. Got the live stream coming right after this. Deuces.
This is the place.